he is actually way more dangerous than the one we met earlier in the game. And we just throw another one. Uh-oh. Slightly unarmored butt. And hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls. In the last episode, we got invaded again, but we also got loads of stuff done in this episode. We got the thing to +5. Luckily, I only had to do one run. Basically, I got all the shards I needed by getting my way back here, funnily enough. So I only had to do a tiny bit of farming, technically. I just killed all of the Boulder Knights on the way here and managed to get a bunch of Titanite shards, which is luckily. But again, you don't need to do much farming to get the S-Stock to get any weapon to +5. So long as it's upgraded by normal Titanite, because there are some weapons that aren't. But I'll go into the more complicated stuff about that later. Most of the weapons you can get this early in the game are all upgraded with normal Titanite anyway, so no need to worry. But yes, in this episode we're going to be beating the boss, hopefully. So we're going to start making our way over there, and just doing the same thing I've already done a million times. You'll make this run quite a lot this early in the game, because there's a lot of stuff to do in this area right at the beginning. Yes, murder this guy. As you'll see, we do a lot of damage with this weapon now. Yep, you see that? Pretty effective. Which is excellent, because it means that the odds are the boss fight will not be as much of a pain. I'm going to come up here and use the power of stairs to avoid getting stabbed by this man, because he can only step forward just like us. Yeah, definitely use that to your advantage. Be lower on the stairs than him. Now we're going to want to run forward a bit so we lure the hollows out and then back off. Do the shield pokes of death. Now these shield pokes will one-shot him, which is excellent. Yeah, again, if you don't have a weapon that can shield poke, don't worry too much. There are, it is quite easy to deal with these guys if you're just careful enough. It's not a particularly hard encounter as long as you don't run headlong into this room. Also, just a quick note is that one of the other enemies dropped humanity again, which is why I've got 2 humanity now instead of 1, which was nice of them. But yeah, if we were human right here, Soler's sign, and actually Lautrac's sign I'm pretty sure would be here. Maybe not Lautrac, but definitely Soler would be here. I think Lautrac's here too. You can summon them both for co-op for a couple of the early bosses, which is actually pretty useful. Also, we're going to use this stuff, which we haven't used in a few episodes. You can use this gold pine resin to do quite a few things, but I mostly save it for the early bosses. I'm going to want to traverse the white light, come in here, and then I'm going to put on the pine resin here, and then I'm going to trigger the boss. And this is the first, probably difficult boss of the game, is the Bell Gargoyles. We don't want to try and cut his tail as best we can here, because he also has a tail cut weapon like the Drake. Unfortunately, I'm having a hard time of it. So I'm doing my best here. Fortunately, he has a really wide swing arc, yeah, as you'll see. Ugh, this is going to be painful if I don't get this, because if you get him... Oh, yep, I've already got him down to... Yeah, a second Bell Gargoyle will join the fray as soon as you get him down to half health. So this might get painful very fast. Especially because that one breathes fire. So the odds are what I'm probably going to have to do is kill the second one first. But unfortunately, he's quite adamant to murder me. I just want to chop off your tail. Yep, actually they both breathe fire. And this is actually the perfect opportunity to go for his tail, apart from the fact that he dodged out of the way. This is going to be a pain. Oh dear. Oh dear, very much so. I might actually die to the Bell Gargoyles, which is rare. Yeah, this is unfortunate. Dealing with that fire is a pain in the butt. Yeah, we're just going to try and... Hey, breathed fire right in my face! Wow. Well, I guess I died to that. That's a rarity, I'll say that much. Dying to the Bell Gargoyles. Ugh. Unfortunate. I was just so desperate to get the tail cut. And I will get it. I'll do my best to get it. Unfortunately, this is probably one of the worst weapons to do that with. But we'll see. I'll meet you back at the boss. And attempt number 2. Probably should have done this first. I forgot that the cutscene doesn't trigger twice. Oh dear. Oh well. Luckily the second Bell Gargoyle doesn't start off here, because that would be bloody unfair. Okay, so I'm just going to prioritise getting the tail cut off. There we go. Just one good swing will do it. And then he can't do his tail swipes attacks anymore. And while his back is turned, you can actually often kill him just before the second gargoyle actually comes into the fray. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do that. Oh dear. Let's hope I can actually survive the next 2 seconds. Yep, that was lucky. I'm not even gonna lie, that was extremely lucky. Whoa, I can't see where I'm going. Oh my god, I'm getting messed up here. Okay. On the bright side, I got the tail cut and I'm not dead. Once I get his buddy killed, this will be a whole lot easier. Unfortunately, I'm being rather suicidal about this. I can't see his friend. Oh god. Yeah, you see the range on some of those attacks are rather unreasonable. Okay. And this ring has saved me more times than I can count at this point. That was a bad time to heal. I just need to get one good hit on this guy and he's dead, but unfortunately, the game seems adamant to not let that happen. Oh, I was wrong. 2 good hits. Okay, now the fight is basically done. I'm not gonna lie, this guy on his own is not a pain. He does like to breathe fire when you're right up close to him though. That's pretty unfair. Luckily he also likes to breathe fire when you're far away from him, so it gives you chance to heal. If he's standing right next to the edge of the illuminated church though, it's a bit of a pain in the butt to kill him. It's unfortunate I had to waste a, what's it called? Gold pine resin on this. But, what can you do? Honestly, this boss is really easy. If you don't go for the tail cut, that is. Because you can, like I said, often kill the first Bell Gargoyle before this guy even pops up. I nearly did, but I just didn't manage to get the last 2 hits in. Mainly because I was so desperate to get those last 2 hits in, I got greedy and nearly got myself killed, which would have been annoying. On the bright side, I wouldn't have to do the tail cut again. But yeah. Unfortunately, I think these guys, because they're supposed to be made of stone, they're really resistant to pierce weapons, so again, the S-Dock is actually not the ideal starting weapon, but it's something that's more useful later on. And for the moment, because this guy's not much of a threat on his own, you can be a bit defensive. Yeah, that doesn't have much range to it. There you go, dead. Easy enough. Well, I say that. It was a damn sight harder than it needed to be. Oh, twin humanities. Also, these guys, they dropped the helmet. And I'm not sure if there's a 100% drop. I'll put it up if it is, but it's a decent enough helmet. Also, I might as well look at the axe they dropped. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't show off its moveset. Well, I can actually. It's a bit of a weird moveset. One of the weirdest things about it is it doubles all of your resistances. As you'll see when if I equip it, see all those meters pop up? It's because it adds, I think it adds 50% actually to your resistances. toxic, poison, and bleed, which is actually pretty useful. Not the worst weapon in the world. But again, I think it counts as a dragon weapon, or a tailcut weapon, obviously, because so the upgrade materials are kind of rare to get this early in the game. So, not so sure. But for now, let's just climb this tower and finally ring this blooming bell, so I don't fall down here because it'd be a pain in the butt. Oh, someone kindled a bonfire right near here. Good for me. Whole other Estus that I don't really need. And let's ring this bell. Good for us. And now I could use a homeward bone here, but there's not really much point. Also, there's something we need to get. The most important thing we need to get. Yeah, be aware you can slide down ladders by pressing B. I haven't made mention of that, but it's pretty useful. Who's this wonderful chap?
Greetings. I am Oswald of Kareem, the Pardon.
Quite a pale guy.
For thee, a warm welcome. Cometh thou to confess, or to accuse? For indeed all sin is my domain.
Well, now we can learn the best gesture in the game. You can also purchase a few items like purging stones used to break curses, which is, again, something we haven't found yet. You can buy some homeward bones. You only have 6 of those, though. Book of the Guilty, an indictment, which reports an invader for being a bum. Karmic Justice, which is a spell, which is like a counterattack. As long as this is active, if you take a certain amount of damage in a certain amount of time, it will like automatically attack the enemy with lots of damage. And this is interesting. It's Velka's Talisman, which is, again, talismans are used to make miracles, like cast miracles. But this one scales not on faith, but on intelligence, which is actually really interesting. It allows you to cast miracles with intelligence, which may not seem useful as most miracles require, like even this one, requires faith. But there's a couple of exceptions to that, which are really interesting. Also, we got here the Blood Bite Ring and the Poison Bite Ring, which boosts poison and blood resistance, bleeding resistance, I should say blood resistance. And you can buy 1 Ring of Sacrifice off this guy. So he has some useful stuff.
You're not welcome anytime. It is only human to commit a sin.
Jesus. Probably the creepiest laugh so far. Also, something else he does is he absolves you of sin, which is basically if you attack an NPC in this game, they'll aggro upon you, and basically you won't be able to use any of their services or do anything. Like if you go near them, they'll just want to kill you. And absolving sin basically just stops them from being upset with you. I think there's also a couple of other things that sinned players happens to sin players, but I can't really remember. Not sin players who have sinned. But yeah, so all that said and done, we finally got this all sorted. Oh, and I forgot to kill these guys. A mistake. Now I've got to think, should I go this way or that way? Is there anything over here that I need to do right now? Actually, there is something I need to do back at Firelight Shrine, I'm pretty sure, so let's try and not die. Oh, I can't promise anything. Oh, yeah, like I said, can't promise anything. Let's just run to the lift. Escape. No. Look at that, you can't get me. But yeah, first major boss down. I think that's the first other than the tutorial boss, that's the first required boss fight, most likely that you'll fight in the game. Because this Taurus demon is actually entirely skippable if you have the Master Key. And maybe even without. Probably only if you have the Master Key, though. But yeah. Come back here and we'll use our souls to level up. Making some good headway on getting decent endurance. there anything else? Did I? Oopsie, I forgot. I probably will need souls for something. Should have thought about that. Oh well. But let's go talk to this guy, see if he has anything new to say.
What a surprise. I didn't expect you to make it. Oh, somebody rang the bell. Wait, was it you? You never give up, do you? I don't know how you do it. Well, don't stop now. Only one more. But it's going to be suicide.
Yep. That is truth.
Don't you ever think to forge your weapons?
Already done it, mate.
Better find a smith box soon. Unless you enjoy swinging about with blunt instruments.
Yeah, I think that's all he has to
Watch
say
out.
for the moment.
Get a bit of a scare out there. No problem. Have a seat and get comfortable. We'll both be hollow before you know it.
Yeah, this guy is not exactly inspiring the most confidence.
Well, I've already decided. I don't really care. I'm simply crestfallen.
Roll credits. Yeah, that guy. This is the crestfallen warrior, as I've
Silly
said.
sorcerer's apprentice end up. You know, the one always prattling on about Master Logan. He
Oh, this is
left for the
interesting.
undead burg, but never came back. Serves
You haven't
him
seen him yet.
If even old Big Hat can't make it out there, what chance does he have? I hope he enjoys his new life as a hollow.
Jeez. Way to be nice.
Hmm? What now? I'm not up for chatting. Leave me alone.
Yeah, that's all he's got to say for the moment. And what about down here? Oh! Lautrec has disappeared. Occasionally he does this, unfortunately. Which is annoying. Because I wanted to talk to him. I think if you zone in and out a few times he comes back. It's a bit of an odd thing that happens. Don't ask me why, I don't know. Let's see, does Petrus have anything to say? I don't think he does.
Oh, miracles? Very well. Undead clerics came through.
Yeah, he's got nothing new to say.
Come again.
So I'm just going to quickly cut it, see if I can get Lautrec to reappear. Also quickly nab some souls, because I'm going to need souls, I think, if what I recall is correct. Actually, no. I'll make him rezone for... Nah, I'm going to get the souls first. So I'll see you in a bit, once I've managed to get him to reappear. And we're back. All I had to do was save and quit.
Well, where have you been? I'm glad to see you're safe.
He says
Have
that.
you heard of Trusty Patches? If ever a man has rubbed me up the wrong way, if he ever comes around again, I swear I'll have his hide.
Huh. Haven't met anyone like that yet.
Our futures.
Yeah, unfortunately I can't seem to get
Our future.
what I want from him for now. He has said a couple of new things, but whatever. For now, that's good enough. So yes, that's all for this episode. Join us in the next episode, where the odds are we'll probably, I think, go down to where that blacksmith was and that weird monster down there was, and maybe deal with that. And find out what's beyond there. I'm pretty sure that's what I've got up on my list of next to do. So hopefully I'm right about that. And if not, we'll do some other thing. But yeah, until then, see ya.